Here's the thing. If you met yourself on the street, would you like you?
Uh-oh.
Would you want to hang out with you?
Oh.
Are you somebody
Oh.
that somebody would want to work alongside for 8, 9, 10 hours a day? If not, and here's the thing, that takes a lot of self-reflection. So really reflect on that and take some time to see, do I want to work with me? Because if I don't want to work with me, nobody else is going to work with me.
Welcome back to another episode of the Who You Know Show podcast, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your business, career, relationships, and life. My name is Trevor Houston, and on this show, you'll learn the strategy, grit, and mindset it takes to overcome obstacles so you can level up in your career, recover your cash flow, and live the life of purpose that God intended for you. Don't forget to look at the mic drop moments time-stamped in the show notes below. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to pay it forward, subscribe, and leave an honest review so we can improve. Thanks for listening. My name is Trevor Houston, and please enjoy this episode of the Who You Know Show.
Let's dive into Sage Search Partner.
Yeah.
What did you do professionally before that? I want to know before. I want to behind the scenes.
Before.
Yeah,
I was
before.
actually in accounting. I was working for a small upscale retail jeweler here in the DFW Metroplex.
So Casey did
as
that too.
their accounting manager for about 6 years. And I had just had enough. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I went to, I'm going to say, an unnamed recruiter, very large, well-known firm in the area, looking for another opportunity. And they said, have you ever thought about recruiting? I'm like, do I have to call people? Because that sounds like I have to call people. And they said, just give it a try. You'll be fine. You're not cut out for accounting anyway. You need to be doing this. And I did it, I think, in the first week. And I was hooked. That was probably 13 years ago.
Did you have to call
accounting.
people?
What?
Did you have to call people?
I did, and it turned out not to be as scary as I thought. Yeah. I was terrified of it at first.
Put the feet in the water.
Got
How
the
long did you do accounting?
11 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I started out in this building, actually, working for Transamerica.
Oh, for real?
Back in 1998,
Trans-
I was in this
Yeah.
building.
Wow.
Or 99.
Bringing it full circle.
Yeah, long time ago.
All right. So I know we want to talk today about the importance of staying positive.
Yes,
Staying positive. And that's one of the reasons why I put together that clubhouse room, was to help inspire, encourage, and educate, to lift people up, especially the job seeker community, because they are going through hell and back.
Yeah.
Right? And
Right.
so talk to us about that.
Right.
Maybe some tips that you can apply in your job search.
Sure. Here's the thing. Everybody knows that job search or job searching for a job is the single most frustrating thing on the planet.
Oh my God.
It impacts your self-esteem. It impacts your confidence. It makes you feel like you lost your mojo. You could have been a rock star in your last position, and now all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do it anymore
Right.
because nobody's calling me back.
You're
So
a dumb
obviously,
person. Oh my God.
they don't see my value, and maybe I don't have any value. And so I think that's the hardest part of seeking for a job or searching for a job. So, and because of that, it impacts your confidence, and it impacts, unfortunately, your attitude. And so when people go in and they interview, I don't know that they're really aware of how that is impacting tech. So there's a few things that I usually tell people that I'm coaching in order to maintain your sense of positivity, if you will, so that you can go in and represent yourself in a true sense or in a true light. You got to manage the stuff you're putting in your brain.
Yes.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
right? It does. And so I'm a voracious reader. I read all the time. I read things that motivate me. I read things that inspire me.
Favorite
I
book?
love memoirs. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins is one of them.
All right.
It's a little vulgar, so the language is a little crazy,
Can't
but
touch this.
got to get past that because the message is awesome and very relevant. But nonetheless, I think even if you're not a reader, get an audiobook. Get something that you can pour into your mind that's going to feed you goodness every single day.
Right.
In addition to that, I think the news, last year was a crazy train year.
Oh, yeah.
Many have said dumpster fire, if you will. There was nothing positive on the news. I'm not saying there's nothing positive in the year. There's
Yeah.
just nothing positive on the news.
Come on,
And if
media.
you
Come on now.
spend your time listening to that garbage and think that you're going to go and represent yourself positively and in a happy way, and then block negativity. And it can come from so many different places. Obviously, the news, we're just speaking to that. But in addition to that, we all have those negative relationships in our life, and some of them we can't do anything about, right? It could be
Yeah.
family, it could be whatever it is. You got to manage that stuff. You've got to have boundaries. I think the word nice is a little underrated. People think sometimes that they have to be aggressive or they have to be mean to get their point across. You just be firm. Just be firm and set boundaries, and you can still be very nice. The word no is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And get comfortable with saying it, because if you have boundaries and you respect those boundaries, your attitude is going to be more positive. Your sense of self is going to be a little bit more positive. And the reason I say all these things is because I'm telling you, when you go into these interviews, those hiring managers are picking up on that.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you think that and obviously it's an issue because we're talking about it, but
Yeah.
is it for the majority? Do you think that people are carrying this in as a majority?
So I'll tell you that the two things that we hear the most feedback from our clients on why someone didn't get the job. Assume you're applying for jobs you're qualified for. So let's just take that off the table. There's a lot of good technical advice out there on how to build your resume and how to interview and all of that. There's a lot of it, but it really just comes down to these two things, because you're interviewing for a role you're probably qualified for.
I was going to say, because when they bring you in because you got the skill set.
Exactly.
They wouldn't be
Right.
talking if
Even
they found that part done.
You got the skill.
Yeah,
right?
you got
Wouldn't
skills.
even be sitting there.
But do they like you?
Yeah.
That's it.
Here's the thing. If you met yourself on the street, would you like you?
Uh-oh.
Would you want to hang out with you?
Oh.
Are you somebody
I would.
that somebody would want to work alongside for 8, 9, 10 hours a day?
Mm.
If not, and here's the thing, that takes a lot of self-reflection, because most of us are going to go, well, heck, that's so fun. I love me. Yeah. Really? You really want to self-evaluate? Really? Are you sure about that? So really reflect on that and take some time to see, do I want to work with me? Because if I don't want to work with me, nobody else is going to work with me.
Oh, that's
So
true.
the two things is the positive attitude. We hear that. I don't know that they want the job. I didn't feel like they wanted the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then confident.
Right.
It's like, I think they could do the job, but I'm not sure. So you got to sell yourself in these jobs. Here's the thing. Everybody knows that a job description is a wish list. You're not going to have every single thing on that, every skill set that they want. And they really do know that. Like when you go into the interview, they know that. So it's your job to convince them that, hey, it's okay. I may not have X, Y, Z, but I got you.
Hey,
And people
Kimberly,
just don't convey that.
how important to Kimberly? How important is eye contact?
It is essential.
Y'all hear that? She said it, I mean.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is essential.
essential.
I want to go backwards real quick to what you were talking about, feeding your mind,
Yeah.
because this was something that was happening to me a lot, which was Facebook,
Yeah.
right, is like destroying everyone's mind. It's like division and
just
just
thinking
ripping
about that.
people
Yeah.
apart. And it still is, even though we've had that transition of power. It is like so polarizing and
It is.
divisive and
It
just, right? Like,
So just
so
slap.
it's gross,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
Facebook, I'm sorry, I love
Nobody
you.
agrees
We're
with
live on
anybody on
Facebook right
Facebook.
now. We're live on Facebook right now, but Facebook, shame on you. It's awful. Like is like, I just want to say, so here's maybe a tip,
Yeah.
right? If you're a job seeker and you know that right now it's crucial that your mindset is not in the
Yes,
dumps,
yes.
like maybe just go ahead and delete Facebook off of your phone.
Yes. Yes. I
Don't
agree.
delete your account.
Turn on the nightly news.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Turn off CNN.
I'm not
or
saying
Fox
delete
News,
your
whatever
account.
you watch.
I'm saying get it off your phone. Just delete the app off your phone for now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go back if you
I
want to
agree.
get
100%.
We make
Get
up
off social
Facebook,
media.
you guys, so we need to control ourselves. She just said self-inflection, right?
Well, here's one of those ways that you can make yourself feel good, right? And it's bringing in the positive things and, self-reflection and all of that. But Trevor, the acronym, help
Yeah.
one person or help other people. By helping other people, like
Yes.
that is a
The good feel good.
guaranteed feel good.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you're able to help somebody else. So
Yeah, you always feel good.
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
go do something for somebody else. You help lift somebody else up. You are going to be the recipient of all that positive energy.
All that
you
positivity.
Right.
receive from it. And so I love that. That's a great way to flip your mindset. If you're in a dark mode, if you're in a dark,
help
deep
somebody
mode,
else.
Yeah.
go out of your way to help somebody. For sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Real quick, there's something called psychological capital.
Yeah.
You guys, okay, so this is an acronym. It's characteristics that kind of define your positive outlook. And HERO is the acronym. So it's, I always write it down just in case I forget, but hope, self-efficacy, resilience, and optimism. If you spend time working on those 4 things, you 100% are going to change your attitude. You can't help but become more positive if you're focusing on those things.
Mhm.
You know, hope, if you wake up every morning and you feel there's just no hope, there's nothing I can do today that's going to change my outcome. Well, guess what?
What a
There's
downer.
nothing you can do today
Gotta
that's going
reflect
to change
that,
your
yeah.
outcome.
Yep.
So you got to work on that. Self-efficacy, you got to believe that you can do it. You got to believe that you're capable, and you got to believe that you can show someone that you're capable, convey that you're capable.
I had a guy the other day, okay, just real quick. I had a guy the other day hit me up on LinkedIn, and he was like so negative, and he was saying, oh, it's been, 3 years. I'm in the search for 3 years, because my video I was putting out was, hey, you're all going to land,
Yeah.
right? It was saying,
Right.
it's just a matter of time. You're all
Right.
going to land, right? And he was like, no, I'm not. It's
Okay.
been 3 years, and nothing's working, and did.
Good self-talk.
And I said, I had to check him, and I was like, look, man, I don't know what you're going through, because this is in a DM, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy's going through. Oh my gosh, can you imagine 3 years in the job search? He could be
No.
on the edge of the cliff, literally.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I
Sound
just
like
want to let
one.
you know, man, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, it's got to be hard where you're coming from, but what I'm hearing is nothing will work for you, which means nothing will work for you. If
Exactly.
your mindset is
Exactly.
nothing's going to work, then nothing will work.
That's right. Well, you're not doing anything to make anything
I'm not
work.
going to
You've already
hire that if
decided
I'm
the
in
fact
an
that it
interview.
won't.
If I'm interviewing that guy and that's projecting, I'm not gonna pass you
Well,
on.
and
Right.
so that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
The R of hero is resilience. That is huge, especially in a job search, because you're going to get no's.
Yeah.
Probably going to get a lot of no's.
A lot of
You're going to get
those.
ignored. You're going to apply into the black hole of all
Crickets.
these, ATS systems, and you're not going to hear anything back. And so you take it personally. So resilience, you can't take it personally.
Well,
Bounce back.
Let's pause on that, because I want to talk about that definition of insanity, right? Doing
Yeah.
the same thing over, expecting
yeah,
different
yeah.
results. But there's also the law of averages,
Mhm.
right? And so you have to take those no's and certain things that you're doing. You can't stop doing them.
That's right.
You can try different things.
That's right.
But I just want to make sure that we point that out, because, there's also the law of average. So what you may be doing just because you
Right.
got the no, that's like saying I got a flat tire, so I'm going to throw the car out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A no just means you're trying.
Right.
It means you're getting out there. You're throwing your hat in the ring.
Every no is one step closer to the yes. You
That's
got to
right.
go through the no's. We have to. So, okay, real quick,
Mhm.
because we're running short on time. Tell us about your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Where can people connect with you?
Big
Sure.
And,
deal, big.
and what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Okay, that's a lot. Hold, please. Big Girl Pants podcast. Please check it out. We're on all of the, Spotify, iTunes, all the places. We are about to relaunch. We haven't had a live episode since November, but we are about to yes. I co-host with April Melton. Definitely want to give her a shout out. Thank you, Foster. She will thank you later for
Absolutely.
that. Definitely check it out. We just interview local talent right here in DFW, people who are doing cool things, authors, business owners, that kind of thing. How you find me, LinkedIn, Kimberly Shapiro. I'm not that active on Instagram. I'm working on it, y'all, okay? Katie Shap, and LinkedIn's the best way. My email is listed on LinkedIn, my phone number, everything.
Spell your Shapiro.
Shapiro.
See, it's spelled just like it sounds, y'all.
Yep.
The normal way.
And Sage Search Partners, obviously, y'all. Check us out. Best staffing firm in this city.
Thanks for listening to the Who You Know Show podcast. My name is Trevor Houston, and if you've enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing wherever you listen and leave us a positive review to help us keep the mics on in the studio. Until next week, that's the show. It's all about who you know.